Yeah, warm welcome to you all. Today we are going to see a topic from the course Python programming. So here we are going to see about three topics: what is parameters, arguments, and type of arguments. Okay. So while writing a program or executing a program, we will be sending different input values. Okay. So based upon the placement of the input values, the terms get changed. Okay. So in case of functions, while sending the input, so the function call will be getting the input and it will be passing to the function, main function, or to the function definition. Okay, right? So in these conventions, the place where the function call will be getting the value or the values got by the function call will be stamped by sometime, as well as the value passed through the function will be stamped by sometime. Okay, right? So what are those different types, or what are the different definitions given to that functions? We will be seeing it now, or the input values based upon the placement of the input values, how the term gets defined, that we are going to see. Okay, so here we are going to see the first thing is parameter. Okay, so parameter is nothing but the input values whatever we are providing to the function header. Okay, so to the function header, what are the values provided from the function call? Okay, from the function call, the values will be sent to the function header, right? So when the values reaches the function header, those will be termed as parameters. Okay, so in the definition itself, we can see parameters are the value or values provided in the parentheses when we write function header. Okay, right? So these values are useful for the working of a function. Okay, so to make the function to work, these values are most important. Okay, right? So here in the function header, we can have a single value or we can have multiple value as input, right? So if you are having multiple value as input, each and every value has to be separated by commas. Okay, so next coming to the point set to be argument. Okay, so argument means it is the values which we pass to the function call. Okay, so to the function call, we will be passing some values or we will be passing some input values, right? So those values are said to be the arguments. Okay, so these arguments will be passed to the function call, and these function values arguments passed in the function call will be transferred to the functions, and there it will become parameters. Okay, right? From the function call, value will be passed to the function main header and it is termed as parameters there. Okay, so these are the different type of values which are being placed. Okay, so in the function header, the values which we are passing will be set as parameters, and in the function call, values which you are passing will be set as arguments. Okay, right? So in Python programming language, we have four different type of arguments. One is default, keyword argument, variable length argument, and record argument. Okay, so these are the four type of arguments which we have in Python programming. First case, default arguments means we will be providing a value for a uh, or we will be assigning a permanent value for a variable or permanent value for an argument. Okay, so that value will not be getting changed. Okay, right? So that value will not be getting changed till the end of the program or inside the program. Okay, so those type of arguments are set as default. So here we have given an example. B is 10. Okay, A will be taking the value 5, and for the B we are permanently assigning the value to be 10. Okay, so these type of arguments will be set as default argument. The second case, it is keyword argument, right? So keyword arguments mean we will be providing values to the arguments, and based upon the position of the arguments the value will be taken, right? So here in the function called print info, you can see age is kept first and name is kept second, but in case of the function definition, name is kept first and the age is kept second, right? So based upon the position of that arguments, the value will be taken from the function call, or value will be fetched by the function header. And the third case is variable length argument. Okay, right? So for usually while we are sending the data, based upon the input data, we will be giving the arguments in the function header. Okay, right? So in some cases we do not know how many values we are going to give us argument, right? For those cases we can go for this variable length argument, right? So here we can write the variable length argument, or we can mention the variable length argument, and we can provide the as much as value we need, right? So here what we have to do is, in the function header you have to get the variable, and next to that you have to use the statement or the symbol set to be star t. Okay, right? So this star t will be getting the values from the function call, and it will be iterating to it. Okay, the iteration is shown in the for statement. Okay, as usual, the first print statement will pick up the first value which is passed from the function call, and it will print, and the rest of the values which are being passed to the function call will be taken by the for loop or the iteration, and then those value will be printed out. Okay, so this is the case of variable length argument. And final thing is record argument. So here record arguments is for a program to get executed. Okay, for a program to get execute, what is the mostly needed argument? Okay, for in this case you can see we are going to pass the radius value set to be 5, and where we are passing it to the area function call. Okay, so here the r is the most required value. Okay, so here you can see in the formula you have 2r. Okay, so pi into r, right? So here we are sending the value, only a single value we are sending. Okay, the value which we are sending is nothing but r, that is being taken by the function header, and it is being taken for processing. Okay, so here we are placing the value at the correct position order. Okay, so what value we need, we are placing it in the correct position order, right? So this is said to be the required argument. Okay, thank you.